I was a computer hacker for 10 years, working for myself, working for various security firms. I got involved and got started because it was something that was challenging. As I got into my career, I was believed that I was making contribution and significance in protecting our nations. After a little while, once I really started to understand why I was put on this earth, and so I started to love people and get to know individuals, I found a much higher calling in life, something that I found to be much more significant, making much larger impact on humanity. And I've fallen in love with changing the lives of individuals around the world.
A four-year degree in nursing science, 12-hour, full-time, night shift, hospital work, holidays, weekends, birthdays, all kinds of memories, family pictures that I'm not in to be in a hospital.
I was working 80 hours a week, making a contribution one person at a time, spending my days working on everybody else's schedule, fighting to try to get people to exercise and take care of their health, struggling every day, wishing I could make a bigger impact, trying my best to get people to realize their health is important. It was such a struggle, but I knew there had to be a better way to help more people. My eyes were open to the challenge, and I saw a way where I could stop helping one person at a time and be put in a position where I could help tens of thousands, if not millions, of people at a time.
From a very young age, I was told that college is something we had to do. It was not an option. We were also told that we had to do it in 4 years because if we didn't complete it in 4 years, we would have to pay for it ourselves. So I went that route, and I ended up becoming vice president of a global technology company, where I felt like day in and day out, working 16 to 18 hours a day, with a thumb on me, telling me what I could and could not do. But I also knew from a young age that I had a passion to help people. So I was unbelievably blessed in learning about Visalus and our mission. And now we're going into global markets and we're going to be able to help hundreds of thousands of people. And no longer do I have a thumb on me. Woo!
Any other police officer brothers and sisters out there? For 15 years I was a local police officer, and I thought I had to be a police officer for the rest of my life, right? As a government employee, you think that's what you have to do, because that's what cops do. I was married to my pension, married to work, the king of overtime in our department. 6 months into promoting the challenge with my wife, I walked into the chief's office and retired 5 days later. Buddies out there, you can do it. Surround yourself with inspiring people, the people that wherever they're at, follow them, and you'll get there too.
For 18 years, I worked in the mortgage banking and finance industry. And then in August of 2007, with a snap of a finger, my job was gone. The company I worked for 14 years was gone. And I can truly say this was a defining moment for Christina and myself. This was the moment when we decided that no longer would we allow someone else to determine our fate, to determine our finances, and to determine whether we would have a paycheck the next week. Discovering Visalus has been one of the most uplifting and incredible journeys that we've ever faced, and we're looking forward to being stewards of missions going forward.
I started out in the corporate world, but was told I was not good in the corporate world, so got married, like every girl wants to do, and decided I was the best at being a stay-at-home mom. When I was introduced to Visalus, we had 3 kids under the age of 5 and a teenager. It was quite busy, but I never thought. I've always wanted to be successful, but I couldn't do it in the corporate world, so I thought I'd just do it at home. Not thinking I could ever bring in a 6-figure income from home, and now that's what we do. And I enjoy helping people from my home and not leaving it just like I was before.
I've had over 70 jobs in my lifetime. Since I was 12 years old, I've been searching for purpose. I dropped out of Bible college to get into this industry, and I've been searching for purpose my entire life, and I found it here.
Since I was 17 years old, I've been selling something, and I've been pretty good at it. I've sold food, I've sold insurance, I've sold whatever it took to put bread on the table. I thought that's what it was going to be. It was going to be, you're going to find the next job to sell something, to maybe make a little more money. But in truth, all I was doing was paying for my boss's car, my boss's house, his vacations, and his future. While all the time I struggled to take care of myself. That changed 2.5 years ago.
I was raised in a middle-class home where we were taught to get a good education and to get a good job. And I did that. I was in the corporate industry and the insurance industry, and then I met this wonderful man here, got married, had babies, and became a stay-at-home mom. I've been a stay-at-home mom for over 10 years now, so I have the ability to speak into my children, and that's all that I thought I was able to do. But now, I have the power to speak into many other lives. Thank you.
I went to university for 4 years to get my degree in nutrition because that's what I thought I was supposed to do. To come out, to go back to being a secretary, and then having to get a second job just so that I could pay the bills for myself. All I wanted to do was make a difference, change people's health, and I'm so grateful that I found Visalus because that's what we get to do every single day now.
I was a fireman for 19 years. Working 60 to 80 hours a week. Working every holiday, every Christmas, every Thanksgiving. Having the entire family juggle around the fire department schedule. Taking in every day, getting beat up or hurt or burned. And sometimes not even know if I was going to go home the next day. And I just thought that was how life was supposed to be. But this gives you the opportunity, you know, when I was a fireman I wanted to help people, but this gives you the ability to go help so many more people.
When I left school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I found a computer. And it was great because I didn't have to speak to people. Spent most of my life as a computer nerd, became a professional gamer. I ended up being spending my life just helping people with computers. And it's what I thought, I didn't know what else I wanted. And it wasn't until I felt myself that I felt fulfillment. 10 years of driving 2 hours to work, 2 hours home. At the end of it, 30 years old, I was like, what am I here for? And when I found Visalus, all the experiences I've been through, it made me feel like I was home.
"19 years in the construction industry, and as you guys learned last night, I hate it. But I didn't know there was another way. Went from job to job to job, with no appreciation of my hard work, my long hours away from my family. I had no clue that there was a life out there to get to help people and be appreciated for it. And for Visalus, I now get to enjoy that.
Dropping out of college, I learned very quickly that my value was determined on an hourly basis. And I would pray every quarter for that 50-cent raise that would make all the difference. 60 hours a week, working for a bipolar boss, I was miserable. Until I finally found an industry and a company where my value was determined by how many lives I could transform.
I worked health and fitness my whole life. I've always wanted to help the masses, and I thought that answer was to open up a gym. So I partnered up with some great people, and we spent $3.2 million opening up a Gold's Gym. That gym, I leveraged my home for. And I spent 15 hours a day. I had no life. I didn't take a vacation for 3 years because we were open 24 hours. I realize now that Visalus is my gym. I can inspire and help the masses more than ever before.
I thought the only way to truly be successful was to own a small business, so I bought an insurance agency. In the end, what I found was I bought an expensive job. I was working 70, 80 hours a week, Saturdays, Sundays. My health was deteriorating, and my employees were making more money than I was. But then I found a better way. I found a way that I could buy my life back, my health back, and my time back.
It seems like my whole life I feel like an entertainer. I used to entertain myself as a kid, growing up to keep myself busy, away from all the noise from my stepfather. And, you know, recently being one of the most world-renowned hypnotists in the world, there was something missing. There was something missing. I'd reached a plateau, the hours away from my family, the weeks away from my family, 180 days out on the road. There was something missing, and I am so very grateful that I found something that truly lifts my heart, where I can now reach not a few hundred people over a weekend, but tens of thousands and millions of people with an amazing message.
I used to get up every single morning at 4:30 a.m. 12-hour day was an easy day. I worked so hard because I was going to be a fitness manager one day, even though no part of me even wanted to do that. Here I was supposed to be the epitome of health and fitness. I was constantly sick. I was exhausted and stressed out to the point that I gave myself anxiety. I finally found something where not only I can help more people than I used to, but I can be happy too.
For 12 years, I ran daycare centers and took care of everybody else's kids, not even my own. I worked 60, 70 hours a week, had 50 employees, and I love children. They're our future. You guys, now I can go out and change millions of children's lives through nutrition, and I'm so thankful for it. I came to a point in my life where I went from loving my corporate job to wanting to be a stay-at-home mom. The most important job in the world, being able to inspire and teach our children ourselves, not to miss those special moments. But the reality of the economy, we found ourselves about to have our 4th child in complete financial devastation. In fact, I was certain we were going to be homeless when she was born.
When you don't have a college degree, you don't have too much more choices. Options you have, as you can see. No matter how cool I thought I was, no matter how smart I thought I was, because that's all I knew. Now, all I want to do is inspire kids and everyone. You can be better. You can have more. You can believe in yourself. You can, yes,
46 years, I got up every morning and put on these work boots. Because I grew up in a family with a dad who worked the same job for 46 years of his life. And I felt that that's what I was supposed to do. See, I was in construction, and that's all I knew. I became a contractor because I wanted something better for my family and for myself. And when the recession hit, that took all of that away. But I'm thankful because it gave us an opportunity to look for something better.
I picked the right industry, but time and time again, the wrong companies. As a result, it created a lot of negative mindset, negative thoughts, self-limiting beliefs. So strong that still today I have to overcome. As a father, you know, that fear of never really being able to provide the way I should. I surrounded myself with the right people and made a decision to join Visalus. And it's amazing what happens when you associate yourself with the right people. As a result of helping other people get what they want, we've been able to do everything we want.
Guys, my entire adult life, I worked my way up from the very bottom in an insurance company. Year after year, having a promotion after promotion after promotion, feeling like I was finding success, and that I was going to do something great and make my parents proud. And I am so beyond blessed and grateful that I have found a way that I can make an impact on this world, and I can make my parents proud and have a life of significance and fulfillment. And thank you for that.
Between 7 cities and 3 states, I found myself coming home to just this every day, full of clothes, because I'd sold my bags. And it's because I was a great dreamer, and that was it. I became a professional liar, where every day I would tell myself that just dreaming was going to make something happen. And I lived by borrowing money from mom, from dad, and I'd use that to pay back brother, and use that from a stranger to pay back someone else. I was a professional at lying and begging, until I decided to put that energy into something else. It's called Visalus. That's what I did. I put my energy there. So now when my baby's going to be born in August, I can be a father. I'm not going to tell him just to dream, though. I'm going to tell him you've got to do work right.
I grew up with a very loving family that always wanted the best for us, and always taught you to go out there and try your best. Work hard at the job and make sure that you go to school, because if you don't, bad things will happen. And, you know, I found myself doing exactly what they told me to do and found myself miserable. I never asked for this. I never asked to wear a tie. I never asked to say things a certain way, show up at a certain time, do things people wanted me to do that I just did not want to do at all. I believe there had to have been something better. There has to be something better out there. There's got to be something more to life than this. And I got stuck and let everything else around me and those jobs and having to do things that I didn't want to do define my entire life, and felt helpless until now.